So if someone wants to just be politically informed enough to, like I said, bringing it back, keep their politicians and their government accountable, how much time do you think someone should fit in their day, and maybe if you have any recommendations of when?
It depends on what you want to do. Well, first I think my number one thing is like make sure for yourself before you take action on something that you really know why. Like if you find yourself, this is one of the reasons also why I started getting so into politics, I think, is because I started realizing that I held a lot of beliefs and policy ideas that or opinions that if I really said to myself, like, why do you think that's good? I would have a hard time articulating it. And so that's why I started like going down those rabbit holes of like, okay, well, if I'm gonna say that I support the Affordable Care Act, I better sure as hell like know what's actually in it and like why. So I would say that is, in my opinion, the most important thing, and that takes time. But I think I would, if I had to give you like a certain amount of time, I would say 30 minutes. Take 30 minutes every day. Read in depth, like one article or listen to a podcast or something that actually deepens your understanding of a topic and isn't just like a headline. And if you are like, where am I going to find stuff like that? Again, hit me up or follow Purple, because it's one of the things that I try and do. I think we're so overwhelmed by the amount of content out there. It's like, where do I even start educating myself on these things? That's exactly what we want to do, is like cut through all that noise for you and be like, we know you don't have a lot of time, but if you actually want to learn about like how Medicaid works or like what a Republican replacement plan of Obamacare would be, here's the rundown on that. So that's what I would say. And then in terms of action, like most of the actual actions that you can take, like don't take very long to do. I mean, 15, 20 minutes, like to call your representative or send an email to someone or sign a petition or get more involved in like your local government. That's another thing I didn't really touch upon, and I won't go too into that, but like local has a lot of impact too. And I think that's something that is kind of tricky for our generation, because we tend to be more like transient and mobile than in terms of like most of us live in cities that we didn't grow up in, and so you don't feel as tied to like your immediate neighborhood necessarily. But I mean, getting more involved in like your immediate community can make a huge impact too.
So obviously you have this business that totally fills up your time. What do you do when you're not working?
The very little time that is. I mean, I'm like really nerdy, so I go to see like a lot of documentaries and stuff with friends. I try and go to a lot of like interesting talks of people. But I mean, I live in New York City, like best city in the world. There's always so many fun things going on. So I'm like constantly trying to explore the city, do things that are completely unrelated to Purple, completely unrelated to politics, because that is so important too. I found that like in order to actually like keep your creativity alive, and you have to get completely out of like in a different zone as often as possible. So I just try and do things that like, I don't know, we wouldn't do. Like for example, I started doing this, making our entire team do this every Thursday night. We do something just like totally work related. So we're going to, there's this like, I don't know if you've heard of this, really cool though. There's this company called SoFar that puts on these almost like pop-up concerts in random hidden venues. They don't tell you where it is until the day before. It's free, and you show up, and it'll be like at someone's loft, like in, you know, Soho, like stuff like that. Like I like finding like little things like that, because it's like the magic of New York City. You know?
That's awesome, so fun. And what is your number one goal of 2017?
Wow, great question. I mean, my number one goal is, from a business perspective, is to grow Purple to the point where we have many other writers on the platform other than me who are covering politics and issues related to the Trump administration and just what's happening in the world for a large audience. And then personally, from a personal perspective, it's to have a better work-life balance and incorporate more stress relief into my day-to-day. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the app Headspace?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I just downloaded Headspace yesterday. It's been day one, but it's been great so far.
I'm on the meditation morning routine.
Nice.
It helps a lot for me with just feeling like you have to be a million places. It actually helps me focus. So.
Same, totally. I do it like mid-afternoon, right when I start getting to that point where I'm like overwhelmed with all this stuff. Yeah.
Totally. Those are good goals. And who is your role model?
My role model is my mom, for sure. She's in so many different ways. I'm not gonna like go on. I could go on for an hour about her, but she's always worked and I never felt like she wasn't there, for my sister and I. She's incredible. I don't understand how she does all. I don't know if she sleeps. I don't know. She's incredible. She also, I think, represents someone who she does in her day-to-day actions, what she has always preached to us. That's sort of like try and do something that leaves like a lasting positive legacy on the world, or like try and impact other people in a positive way. And the only value, or the only, from a political standpoint, belief that she's ever imposed on me is every single person, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion, whatever, is equal. And other than that, nothing. And I think, other than that, I mean, she hasn't tried to mold my political ideology, which I very much appreciate, because it's allowed me to kind of explore it on my own. But I love having that foundation, because I totally believe that. So yeah, my mom, she's badass.
She sounds awesome.
She is.
And so I really appreciate this conversation. I'm really excited because these conversations for me are always so inspirational, and it also sounds fun and like we're hanging out and I learned. But so if people want to follow you and Purple, where can they do that?
Okay, so you can sign up for Purple at getpurple.io, or you can find us on Facebook, or search in Facebook Messenger for Purple. You can find us there. Just follow it right there. Yeah, getpurple.io. And if anyone wants to contact me personally, which I obviously welcome, my email is rebecca@getpurple.io.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thank you. This is so fun.